Going to make lamb and potato curry. I've got 1.5 kilo lamb there. I'm going to use about 8 small onions. They're only small, and if you have big onions you can use 3 or 4 of them. I'm going to use 7 green chilies, piece of ginger, garlic. I'm going to use 8 potatoes, cup of oil, half a tin of tomatoes, or you can use 4 fresh tomatoes. For spices, I'm going to use turmeric powder, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoon paprika powder, a table and a half spoon of salt, tablespoon of garam masala, bay leaf, cinnamon stick, cardamoms. I'm going to chop the onions, ginger, chili and garlic, and we'll start to cook. And coriander I will use right at the end. That's fresh. You can use methi, you can use coriander, whatever you wish. I'm going to start. I'm going to add some oil, cup of oil that I had. To that I'm going to add curry pata, cinnamon stick and cardamoms. Let it fry for a minute or so. Now I'm going to add the lamb to it. I'm going to fry the lamb for a minute or so, for a few minutes till it changes the color. I'm going to cover it for a few minutes until it changes color. Then I'll add the onions and the rest of the stuff. 5 minutes now. It's changed the color now. To that I'm going to add ginger, chilies and garlic. If I'm using all fresh, but if you're not using the fresh, if you're using the ready-made, you can add 2 teaspoons of garlic and 2 teaspoons of ginger to it. I'm going to let that cook for a few minutes. After frying for 4 minutes, now I'm going to add the onions. Don't add any water to the lamb. I've not added any water because it has its own water. It's cooking in its own water. So I'm going to add the onions to it now. I'm going to add turmeric powder, paprika powder and the salt. And I'm going to add half a tin of tomato. I made a puree out of the tomatoes, but you can use 4 tomatoes if you want, fresh tomatoes. I'm going to mix it all up. I mixed it all up. I'm going to cover it and cook it on medium heat until the lamb is cooked. I've cut the potatoes. I've washed them. I'm soaking them in the water. I've cut them to this size, but you can cut them smaller if you want. It's up to you, whatever shape you want. So I'll be adding that once the lamb is cooked. Checking after 5 minutes now. Still not, it's going to take a little while to cook, and see how much water the lamb has. I've not put any water in it, so it will cook in its own water. But I'm going to cover it again, so I'll check it again. Take a piece of lamb out when you want to check it to see if it is cooked. Don't add any water and keep it covered and keep checking in between. Again, it's been cooking for 25 minutes now. Still lot of water in the lamb, and lamb is not cooked yet. I will check it again and I'll cover it. And also, checking for salt. Always when halfway, always check if you have got enough salt in it. If not, you can always add more. Cooking for 50 minutes now. The lamb is cooked. This is how it looks now. I've done the heat full now. I'm going to cook it for 7 minutes on full heat, just like that, standing here. And after that, I'm going to add the potatoes. On full heat for another 8 minutes, I'm going to add the potatoes now. This is how it looks now. And I'm going to add the potatoes too. Again, my heat is still full. I'm going to cook the potatoes for just like this for another 5 minutes before adding the water. I'm cooking on full heat. I'm going to cook it like this for another 5 minutes, and then I shall add the water. I'll cook this on 5 minutes on full heat with the potatoes in now. And now I'm going to add the boiling water to it. Enough to cover the lamb and the potatoes. This boiling water I'm adding. And then I'm going to let it cook on the full heat till the potatoes have cooked. Once the potatoes have cooked, then I'm going to turn the heat low and simmer it for 5 minutes. I'm going to let it cook on full heat. Now I'm going to cover it. Just enough water to cover the lamb and the potatoes. After cooking for 5 minutes on full heat, the potatoes are not cooked yet. So I'm going to lower the heat now and cover it. After cooking 20 minutes on low heat, the potatoes are cooked now. Always take one potato out and check it if it is cooked. If it is not cooked, lower the heat. But sometimes potatoes, or there are different kinds, they take longer time to cook. So to this I'm going to add garam masala and coriander. And then I'm going to lower the heat now because the potatoes are done. I'm going to simmer it for 5 minutes on a very low heat, and then it's done. And I hope you enjoy it. Please try it. Thank you. My delicious lamb and potato curry. I hope you try it and you enjoy it. It's low on spices. It's delicious. Thank you.